Donald Trump's in South Korea on the second stop of his Asia tour. And once again, he's stressed the need to buy American-made weapons. And that's leading some to ask if he's sticking to exactly the same script from country to country. Take a look.
The Prime Minister of Japan is going to be purchasing massive amounts of military equipment, as he should. And we make the best military equipment by far. We'll be purchasing it from the United States. Whether it's the F-35 fighter, which is the greatest in the world, or whether it's missiles of many different kinds. The President and I have agreed they'll be buying which they want and which they need, and everybody thinks it makes a lot of sense. We make the greatest military equipment in the world, whether it's planes, whether it's missiles, no matter what it is. We have the greatest military equipment in the world. And South Korea will be ordering billions of dollars of that equipment, which frankly for them makes a lot of sense.
Well, on Monday, on his stopover in Japan, Trump asked Congress in Washington for an extra $4 billion for missile defense enhancements to counter the North Korean threat, and a further $1 billion to support his plans for the wider region. Samira Khan has more on Trump's Asia tour.
After meeting with Trump, the Japanese Prime Minister said it was time to apply maximum pressure on North Korea, suggesting that intercepting Pyongyang's missiles was possible through coordination, to which Trump responded that if Tokyo purchased arms from the U.S., they'd be capable of shooting them down.
He will shoot them out of the sky when he completes the purchase of lots of additional military equipment from the United States. He will easily shoot them out of the sky.
Why? Because North Korea is apparently a dangerous state.
Most importantly, we're working to counter the dangerous aggressions of the regime in North Korea. The regime continued development of its unlawful weapons programs, including its illegal nuclear tests and outrageous launches of ballistic missiles directly over Japanese territory, are a threat to the civilized world and international peace and stability. We will not stand for that. The era of strategic patience is over.
Well, this is expected to be a major theme on his sweeping Asia tour, but it all sounds too familiar. In essence, almost identical to what he had said throughout his Middle East visit earlier this year.
And we will be sure to help our Saudi friends to get a good deal from our great American defense companies.
This past summer, Trump signed the largest arms deal in U.S. history with Saudi Arabia, worth $110 billion. But who's the enemy in this scenario?
For decades, Iran has fueled the fires of sectarian conflict and terror, threatening the region and causing so much violence. All nations of conscience must work together to isolate Iran. There is a growing realization among your Arab neighbors that they have common cause with you in the threat posed by Iran, and it is indeed a threat. There's no question about that.
So the solution sounds fairly simple. Buy U.S. weapons and the world will be a better place.
I would love to be able to get along with everybody. Right now, the world is a mess, but I think by the time we finish, I think it's going to be a lot better place to live.
But selling weapons as diplomatic outreach has been an age-old tradition of U.S. presidents. The question is, doesn't it just add fuel to the fire? Samira Khan, RT, Washington, D.C.
Echoing that, some of the experts and activists we've been speaking to think Trump's moves are more about military profits than securing peace in the Pacific.
Well, it seems to be Donald Trump's idea of how to bring peace is to make sure that everybody buys their weapons from the United States of America. It's good if you can get the business. I mean, we should remember that, firstly, there is now a big arms build-up in the Pacific, which is very serious. There's massive rearmament going on and a missile shield in South Korea. So, yeah, I think this is the pattern we're seeing, and it's not one which is promoting peace. This is a time when the world needs to say no no, we don't want more weapons being poured into this area.
The Trump administration is trying to take all measures necessary at its end to be able to protect itself. We should view this not from a strategic deterrence perspective and more from a war-fighting perspective. Pyongyang is not a serious opponent for Washington, but the fact of the matter is that there is fair possibility that the United States might wish to initiate a first strike on North Korea sometime within the next 6 to 8 months. I don't see any reason why Congress will not support the president's request for funds with regard to his Asia-Pacific strategy.